Hey guys, this is Jenny, and this is our Hellbent yoga class. Today we're going to be working on sciatica and degenerative disc issues. Now, those are things that I think a lot of people deal with, and a lot of the times it's stuff that you think that you can't necessarily do exercising with some of these things, right? And it is true, like we don't want to lift excessive heavy weights and things like that when we have degenerative discs or whatever. But there are different yoga postures and things of that nature that can really benefit the use of the spine, giving you more fluid movement, helping you feel more at ease at your body, and all of these kinds of things. So especially if you're a rider and you deal with these kinds of issues, it's so important to work on these things regularly so that you can feel more comfortable on your bike, so that you're not suffering when you're riding and all of these kinds of things. So this is for you guys. But of course, any of us can do these postures. They're all just regular postures, but I'll be pointing out the ones that are specific to like the degenerative disc issues as opposed to the ones that are for sciatica. We're going to be doing two different ones today. So make sure you have your water handy, something to drink, or a towel if you need to towel off, and that you have your playlist up and ready to go. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to get started. So we're going to get started today actually on our knees. So we're going to come up into what's called a rock pose. Go ahead and play your music if you're ready to play that. We're going to come up onto those knees. I'm going to move to the side so that you can see what I'm doing. And we're going to drop the glutes down onto the heels. Tops of the feet are resting into the earth. And if you cannot come into this posture, this rock pose, you can actually just come into a comfortable seated posture. But rock pose is awesome because it's called rock pose because they say that you can digest even a rock in this posture. It's really good for your digestion, really good for your stomach, your intestines, and all of those kinds of things. So this is actually a great posture. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to drop our shoulders back and down, coming long through the spine. Go ahead, close your eyes, and just start to breathe into the body. Nice, long, deep breaths. So that on the inhalation, the belly is rising up away from the body. And on the exhale, the navel comes towards the spine, fully expelling all of that stagnant air out of the lungs. On our next inhalation, we're going to take those hands and interlock them. We're going to press the palms up into the sky as the biceps hug the ears. Inhale deeply. Exhale, we're going to hinge forward from those hips. Release those hands down onto the mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale down. Inhaling up. Continue on at your own pace. Inhale, rise up. Reach the palms of the hands towards the sky. Exhale, really slow. Releasing those hands all the way down. We're going to take the hands behind the back down, just in front of those glutes. We're going to interlock those fingers and drop those hands down towards the feet. On your next inhalation, you're going to lift the hands away from the glutes. And exhale, release the forehead down towards the earth. Fists come into the sky. Inhale up. Exhale down. Keep it moving a few more times at your own pace. Inhale and rise up. I'm going to come forward so y'all can see me a little bit better. We're going to release those hands. We're going to take our right fingertips and gently rest them into the earth. Lifting up through the left arm, reach those fingertips across towards the right wall. But keep that shoulder grounded down in the socket as that bicep hugs your left ear. Reach through the side body and breathe into your body. Exhale, swing that arm down. Release the left fingertips into the mat, reaching up through the right fingertips. You can close your eyes and draw your attention back inside as you reach through the side of your body. Exhale, swing it down, take it to the opposite side. We're going to alternate here. Reach through. Exhale, swing it down, release. Take it to the opposite side. And just keep it going. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Exhale, release those fingertips back down into the mat. Close the eyes and take a couple deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Open up those eyes super slow and gentle. We're going to inhale, arms come overhead, reaching those fingertips into the sky. And then exhale, hinging forward from the hips. Release the palms of the hands down into the mat and the forehead down into the earth. And just breathe into the body here for a moment. Inhale and rise up into your tabletop position. So these next several postures are going to be the ones that are specific for your degenerative disc stuff. So if you're suffering from any of those kinds of issues, and the things that are not good for degenerative disc or sciatica is sitting for long periods of time, laying for long periods of time, staying in the same position for long periods of time. So movement is good, and one of the things that is ideal is that movement of the cerebrospinal fluid in the spine, and because it doesn't have its own pump, we have to push that cerebrospinal fluid into all of the nooks and crannies, and these are the kinds of postures that are going to help facilitate that movement of that cerebrospinal fluid. So this first one you guys are probably familiar with if you've done any of my other classes, which is our cat-cow stretches. The cow stretch, we're going to tip the tailbone upward, drop the belly towards the earth, lift the gaze forward, hold that posture and breathe into the body for a couple moments. And then coming into the cat, tuck the tailbone, round through the spine, and take the chin to the chest, allowing the crown of the head to hang. Hold that posture and breathe for a moment. Inhale into your cow. Exhale into your cat. Keep it moving at your own pace. This one's great for that degenerative disc disease. And come back to center. So keeping those glutes up in the air, we're gonna walk those hands towards the top of the mat, releasing the heart and the forehead into the earth. And take a couple moments to breathe deep into the body. Then you're gonna take your right arm out to the side of your body. Inhale, lift up through the heart space. Draw that arm underneath and take your right temple into the earth, threading the needle, opening up space in your shoulder blades. Inhale, lift up through the heart. Exhale, take that hand back to the top of the mat to meet the left hand. Take a couple breaths. And then take it to the opposite side, reaching out through the left arm this time. Inhale, lift up through the heart space, thread it underneath the chest, taking the left temple towards the mat. And just breathe into the body. All of these postures are good for that degenerative disc disorder. And this is stuff you can do before you go to bed. Even like laying in your own bed, you can do these postures before you rest, and it will help you sleep. Relieve some of that pain, some of that tension before you have to lay still for a long time. Inhale, lift up through the heart space. Remove that arm out from underneath your body. Take it back to the top of the mat to meet the right hand. Take a couple deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Then super slow and gentle, we're going to drop the glutes down towards the heels, stretching those arms out still to the top of the mat. Belly is resting on the knees. If that doesn't feel comfortable, you can actually take your knees wide and then release the body into the earth. Inhale and rise up into your tabletop position. Shoulders are stacked on top of the wrists, hips on top of the knees. Curl your toes under, press the hips into the sky for your downward facing dog, releasing those heels down to the earth. If those heels don't touch the earth, that's okay. You can take a gentle bend in the knees if you need to release some of that tension on the hamstrings, on the legs. This is another one of those postures that's really good for the degenerative disc disorder. You can shake your head yes. Really slow and gentle, shake it no. And then stepping or floating towards the top of your mat and hanging in your forward fold. You can keep those fingers gently resting into the earth, or take your pinkies into opposite elbows, taking a little bit of gentle movement. You're remaining in stillness. Just listen to your body. Super slow and gentle, rising up, vertebra by vertebra. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, take those hands down into heart center. Samastahiti, prayer pose. Close your eyes and ground through all four corners of both feet. Inhale, arms come overhead. Take those hands to touch in prayer pose. And inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fully and completely. Inhale again. And exhale, we're going to drop our fingertips towards the right wall as we bend through the side body. Keep those biceps hugging those ears and the shoulders drop down into their sockets. Inhale, back up to center. And exhale, really slow and gentle, dropping those fingertips down towards the left wall this time, bending through the right side body. Inhale, rise back up to center. Exhale, super slow and gentle, releasing those hands all the way down. We're going to step out those feet more than distance apart. We're going to take those toes 45-degree angle out towards the edges of our mat. I'm going to move my camera because I feel a little crooked and it's driving me nuts. I can't see that. There we go. A little bit better. I think I just made it worse on the opposite side. So we're going to take those toes out at a 45-degree angle towards the corners of our mat. And then we're going to drop down, bending through those knees and rooting the tailbone towards the earth. So you want to keep the pelvis tucked underneath your body for this posture. We're going to open up through those arms just like so. Palms of the hands face up towards the sky. Closing the eyes and breathing in the body. Sink it down a little bit deeper if you can. Inhale, lengthen through those legs. Take the toes forwards, lengthen through the arms, reaching those fingertips towards opposite walls for your Prasarita, 5-pointed star. Inhale deeply. Exhale, take your left foot towards the end of your mat and reach, drop those fingertips down into the arch of that foot, or you can take it somewhere along the shin bone if that feels more comfortable and safe. And reach through the fingertips. This is your Trikonasana or triangle posture. We're starting to work on our sciatica now. Lengthening through those tendons and muscles in the leg. Stretching out, releasing the tension. Exhale, we're going to release those hands inside the arch of the left foot and pivot on our back foot so those toes come out at a 45-degree angle towards the mat. We're going to walk our hands to frame that left foot and step forward with that back foot if you need to here. You're going to lengthen through that front knee or bend it as much as you need to drop the forehead towards the knee. Take a couple deep breaths as you hold this posture. Really slow and gentle whenever you're ready. We're gonna bend that left knee, that front leg, so that that knee is stacked over the left ankle. You're gonna come long through your back leg. And if you need to come down on that right knee, feel free to do so. Or you can stay up with those toes curled under. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands are gonna come to heart center. And we're gonna drop our right elbow over our left thigh, never on a knee. I'm gonna turn so y'all can see what I'm doing here. And taking those thumbs to heart center. Now, if you need to be down, like I said, on that back leg to twist, that's totally okay. Do what you need to do here. So listen to your body. Untwisting the spine. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, hinging forward from those hips, framing that left foot. You're going to take it back and drop that knee behind your left wrist. We can work to take that right ankle or the left ankle behind the right wrist if that's comfortable or in your practice. It's not in mine. My knee doesn't bend that way. So my ankle comes more under my right hip almost. Come long through the spine, taking the gaze forward. This is our pigeon posture, but remembering, never pressing into pain or tingling or numbness. If you start to feel any of those kinds of sensations, back out of the posture immediately. Take care of your own needs. But if this feels safe and comfortable, you can come down onto the forearms. You can lengthen those arms out completely and release the body towards the earth. Just do whatever feels best to you. You can even place a block or rolled up blanket under the elevated glute on the left side. So just do whatever you need to take care of your own needs today. Take that version of the posture that feels the most comfortable and safe for you. We're going to hold this posture for a moment because this is how that body opens up. It's how we relieve those tight muscles that are squeezing that life nerve or that sciatic nerve and causing that pain. Those tight, tight, tight muscles, tight tendons, all of those kinds of things need that depth of stretch so that we can start to work out that pain. Really, really, really slow and gentle, we're going to start to come out of this. So coming up on the hands, gaze comes forward, curl the back toes under so that you can press the hips up into the sky and gently draw that left leg back to meet the right, and then we're going to pedal out those legs. Take a couple deep breaths in this pyramid pose. And then stepping towards those hands. We're going to walk those feet out again. We're going to keep our toes forward this time. So we're going to walk our hands over in front of our left foot. We're going to drop our glutes down towards that heel. You can keep that right foot grounded into the mat, or you can take the toes up. And this can be your full expression of this posture. Stretching through the hamstrings, opening up, releasing those tight muscles and tendons. If you want to, you can inhale and rise up, taking your thumbs to heart center. Exhale, release those hands gently down into the earth. Press those glutes up into the sky. Walk those hands back underneath the heart space and hang in your forward fold, that wide-legged forward fold for a moment. Releasing the weight of the crown of the head, you can take the hands behind the calves and pull the head towards the center line of the body. Just listen to the body and take whatever version of that posture feels most comfortable and safe. Release those hands into the heart space. Take your toes out towards the corners of the mat. Take a gentle bend in the knees and roll up through the spine. Super slow and gentle. Arms come overhead. Exhale, bending through the knees, rooting the tailbone towards the earth. Keep the pelvis tucked underneath the body. Open up those arms and breathe. If you want to close your eyes. Inhale, lengthen through those legs, take the toes forward, open up through those arms, Prasarita, 5-pointed star. Right toes come to the end of the mat, releasing the fingertips down inside the arch of that foot or somewhere along the shin bone. Spiraling that heart open. For this Trikonasana posture. Exhale, really slow and gentle. Release the hand down into the arch of that foot and pivot on the back foot, coming up on those toes. Take that hand outside of the foot, the right hand, to frame the right foot so that both hands are framing the right foot. Step forward with the back foot if you need to. And drop the forehead towards the knee. You can keep that knee straight, or you can bend the knee gently, drawing the knee towards the forehead. And don't forget to breathe. Now bending through the right knee, ensuring that it's stacked on top of that right ankle. We're going to lengthen through the back leg, step it back if you need to, so that you can come long through that back leg or release the knee down into the earth and uncurl the toes. Whichever version of that you took on the left side, you're going to take on the right side, so make sure it's the same. Whenever you feel ready, inhale and rise up. Use your core strength. Exhale, hands come to heart center. We're going to drop our left elbow over our right thigh and twist the heart space to meet the thumbs. Untwisting the spine, super slow, grace and ease. Inhale, arms rise into the sky. Exhale, hinging forward to frame that foot. We're going to come down. Take that right knee and bend it. Drop it behind the right wrist. Lengthen through that back leg as much as you need to. Like I said, you can work to take this right ankle up behind the left wrist. My body just does not move that way. And maybe it will one day. Sometimes you'll find that you'll do these postures for years. I've been doing this posture for years and years. And my body just doesn't want to do it. But I've done other postures where I thought I might never be able to do them. And then one day just something clicks and you can. So, it just depends. All of our bodies are different. Sometimes we have to move old stagnant energy out of places before they can open up. So just be open to whatever happens, right? And then we're going to come into the fullest, deepest expression of this posture that you did on the opposite side. So if you just came down onto your forearms on the opposite side, do it on this side. If you reach those fingertips all the way to the front of the room, feel free to take it on this side as well. Honoring the body, but we're going to hold this pose for a moment. So just breathe into the body and focus the breath into any of those areas where you're experiencing tension or resistance. Never pain or tingling or numbness, remember. This is so good for your sciatic though. Really slow and gentle. Start coming out of the posture, coming up onto those hands. Long through the spine, gaze comes forward. Curling the back toes under, pressing the hips into the sky. Gently and gracefully draw that right leg back to meet the left and pedal out those legs. This time we're going to walk our hands back towards our feet into that standing position, continuing to hang in our forward fold. Now walk those feet out a little bit more than hips width distance, or right about hips width distance. And then we're going to drop our glutes down towards the earth. Elbows come inside of the knees. So this is our Malasana posture, finding that version of the Malasana that feels best to you. And you're going to use those elbows to press those knees apart, creating some space in those hips. You can even shift your weight a little bit here. And breathe into the body. Releasing those hands down into the mat. Take your hands behind you so that you can come down onto your glutes. We're going to take ourselves into our butterfly posture now. So we're going to draw the soles of the feet towards each other, pull the heels in towards the body, and wrap the hands around the feet. We're just going to breathe in a moment as we release those knees down towards the earth and come into a long spine. This is another one of those sciatic postures. So the next three postures that we're going to do are also really good for your sciatic nerve. We're gonna inhale up, draw the knees up, exhale, drop them down, inhale up, exhale down, keep that posture moving. Release those knees back down. This time we're gonna inhale, come along through the spine. Exhale, drop the chest towards the feet. Inhale, come up, exhale down. Inhale, rise up. We're gonna lengthen through both of our legs, just like so. Take our hands to the top of the hip crease. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, drop the fingertips all the way down towards the ankles and feet. Now, if you can grab onto the back of the feet, great. If you can't, drop those hands somewhere along the shin bones, just never on the knee joint or the ankle joint. We're gonna breathe into the body. We're gonna inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. Keep it going. Inhale, rise up. Take the palms of the hands all the way back up towards the hip crease so that we can come into our next posture. Those legs are still going to stay long in front of you. And, you know, so many times people will just like totally ignore their sciatic issues. You know, start like kind of mild, and then over time they get really, really, really bad. So this is that stuff, like if you have any kind of sciatic issue at all, you should be doing this stuff for sure, because it can fuck up your life, man. Like it can prevent you from doing so much stuff that you love doing. It can prevent you from working with ease. You know, if you got to be at work every day and you're struggling and you're trying to find insoles for your shoes and you're trying to fix it in every other way other than the actual movement of your body, then you could really be causing yourself some long-term problems. So make sure you're doing a little bit of these every day. Like figure out which ones you love and which ones feel really good to you and offer you some relief, and make sure you do them a couple times a day. It's really not that big of a deal. So we're gonna bend our right leg, drop the sole of the foot over the left thigh, and we're gonna swing our left arm behind our left glute. Take our right elbow inside of the right leg, underneath the knee joint in the thigh. And your left hand or your right hand is going to come to heart center, and you're going to gaze over your left shoulder. And just breathe into the body here. Like I can feel this, it feels so good. I'm having some tension in my upper shoulders and neck right now, and this is like so freaking helpful. And this is what helps us. Like when we start to feel the tension and the pain, we'll start doing stuff like this now. You can prevent yourself from getting to that point where you're locked up. You can't get out of bed. You can't turn your head. And if you can't turn your head, you can't get on your bike. We know that, right? Really slow and gentle, untwisting the spine, taking it back towards the front. Pick up that right leg, drop it back down over the left, and lengthen through that leg so that the right foot meets the left. We're going to take it to the opposite side, bending through the right leg this time, or left leg, excuse me. I can't talk today. Over your right thigh. Swing the right hand behind the right glute. Left elbow comes inside of the left thigh. Hand to heart center, and then gazing over the right shoulder. And breathe. Super slow and gentle, untwist that spine. Pick up that left leg, drop it back over. Lengthen through those legs, pedal it out if you need to. So something else that you can do, and I did not bring my ball out here, I meant to do that. You can take a tennis ball, or like if your dog has a play ball, you know, it's one of those rubber balls or something. You can take it when you're in a seated position like this and your legs are extended, and you're gonna find right at the very base of your glutes where you're sitting, where you're towards your sits bone, there should be a little groove here between the muscles, the muscle tissue, and you can set that ball like right here on the edge, at the bottom of that glute. Put that ball in there and then sit on it until you, and move around a little bit until you find that tender spot, you know, where it's a little bit sore. And then you're gonna shift your weight over onto that space. And then you can even like roll back and forth on that ball and allow it to massage that muscle tissue and open it up a little bit to create space so that it's not squeezing the shit out of that sciatic nerve and causing you pain. So if you have a tennis ball and you're really suffering from sciatic issues, that's a great thing to do. It's really, really helpful for that. So make sure you get a tennis ball if you don't already have one. So for this next posture, it's a cow face posture, and this is not one that is like super easy for a lot of people, especially right away. And my knees still aren't perfectly lined up in this posture by any stretch of the imagination, but we're not looking for Instagram worthy pictures here, right? We're not doing this for anybody but ourselves. So your knees may start out like this at first. It may take a long time before the knees start to line up, and that's totally cool. We're not trying to do these postures perfectly or look like a picture. We just want to do them safely, right? So never pressing into pain, tingling, or numbness, knowing your body, knowing when you're easing into a posture that doesn't feel right for you to ease out so that you're not injuring yourself, okay? So if this is comfortable for you and you feel like you can do it, then go ahead and feel free to. And just make sure that you know you're not trying to do anything perfect. It's when we try to force ourselves to do this perfect posture that we end up hurting our body. And that totally defeats the purpose of everything we're doing. So first we're going to bend our left leg, taking the heel towards the glutes. And that thigh is going to be directly in front of our body. And then we're going to bend our right leg and we're going to stack it on top and draw that foot towards the back wall. So see how mine are still not completely centered? And that's okay. It doesn't have to be totally centered. This is where I'm at today. You know what I'm saying? We're going to take those hands to heart center and take a few deep breaths. You can close your eyes, drawing your attention back inside. And adjust yourself as much as you need to until you find that you're comfortable, you know? Taking those deep breaths. Really slow and gentle. Pick up the right leg whenever you're ready. Uncross it from the left. Lengthen through both legs and kick them out for a sec before we take it to the opposite side. This time we're going to bend the right leg in first. This one's also really good for sciatica. Left leg bends, and sometimes you'll find that like one side is way better than the other. Like my left side here is not like my right side was on the other side. Totally okay. No big deal. I don't have to force it or press it. This is just where I'm at today. It's all good. Take your hands in the heart center, close your eyes, and breathe into your body. We're looking for real life practical postures. We're not looking for this bullshitted like, you know, stereotypes that we've created in our mind about what yoga is supposed to be and all of this stuff. No, we're just meeting ourselves every day where we're at, moving with whatever range of mobility we have on that day. No pressure, no stress. Exhale, take those hands, pick up the left leg, take it over, lengthen through both legs, pedal them out. Bend those knees, plant the soles of the feet into the mat, and then really slow with grace and ease, use your core strength to release the spine all the way down, vertebra by vertebra, nice and controlled movement. We're going to come into that figure four stretch. This is our last sciatic posture, even though happy baby is also really good for sciatica. But this is the last one in this flow, and we're going to start winding our practice down. So we're going to bend our right leg, drop the ankle over the left thigh, creating that figure four with our legs. We're going to reach through the hole of the figure four with our right hand and take the left hand to the outside of the left thigh. We're going to clasp our hands behind that leg. Right elbow can come inside the thigh of the right leg. Inhale and pull that thigh in towards the body. Pause whenever you feel that tension and breathe. Pull it in a little bit closer if you can. Exhale, release. Let that foot fall into the earth. Uncross the right leg from the left and take it to the opposite side. Bending the left leg, drop the ankle over the right thigh, reach through the figure four with your left hand. Right hand comes outside of the right thigh. Interlock those hands and inhale deeply. Pull that thigh towards the chest. Pause whenever you start to feel that depth of stretch. Pull it a little bit closer if you can. Exhale, let it go. Super slow, release the sole of the foot into the mat. Uncross the left leg from the right. Lengthen through both legs. Take a couple deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then on your next inhalation, take the knees into the chest and give yourself a tight squeeze so we can start winding down our class. Holding on to just the right leg. We're going to inhale, lift up through our left. Exhale, release it down really, really, really slow. Reaching through the right arm, left hand comes outside of the right leg and pulls it across the body. But keeping those shoulders grounded into the mat. You can gaze over your right fingertips if it feels safe. Supine twist. Untwist the spine, really, really slow. Readjust the body, realign it. Inhale, take the knees into the chest. Hold on to just the left leg. Inhale, lift up through the right. And exhale, take it down, nice and slow. Reaching out through the left arm. Right hand comes outside of the left leg, pulls it across. Gazing over the left fingertips if it feels safe. Untwisting the spine, realigning the body. Inhale, knees come back into the chest. Happy baby posture. Grab onto the outside edges of the feet and take the knees in towards the armpits. This is a really easy one that we can all do for that sciatic nerve. You can do this one in bed. You can do this when you first wake up. Really slow and gentle. Whenever you're ready, release those feet. Take those legs down into the earth. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Allow the arms to frame the body and the palms to find the mat. Feet can fall to the side. Close your eyes and sink into your breath. Relaxing in this final Shavasana posture. Sometimes this is the hardest part of the practice for people because they're constantly used to moving and doing. Give yourself this opportunity to relax, to rest, and restore. To simply being, no other responsibility than just to be. to breathe, to relax. You owe yourself 1 hour a day of self-maintenance. It can include reading, writing, yoga, fishing, walking, hiking, dancing, meditation, painting, or whatever. But you owe it to yourself. One hour, 1/24 of your day. That's less than 5%. It matters, it really does. So make it count. If your thing is riding your bike, make sure that ride is as enjoyable as it possibly can be. That you feel good and safe in your body. That you feel good and safe on your bike. That you can do the things that you want to do with ease and really, truly enjoy your ride. Slow and gentle start coming back into your body. Wiggling your fingers and toes, wrapping your hands around your wrists. Taking any gentle stretches that you might need. Then drawing the knees into the chest. Rocking and rolling forward and backward on the spine until you come into a comfortable seated position so that we can finish our practice today with 3 long deep breaths. Take those hands into heart center and inhale deeply. Exhale fully and completely. Inhale all of the beauty, all of the good, and exhale all of the things that are not aligned to that. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Satnam, Namaste, Satnam, I am truth, truth is my name. Namaste, I honor that truth that exists within each and every one of you without the desire to change it. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you guys have an awesome week and that you potentially learned something that's going to help you take better care of your body, either preventing you from getting those kinds of degenerative disc disorders or sciaticas, or taking care of your body when you're already in that place. So I hope you guys have an awesome week. Look forward to catching you all next time. Bye.